So welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Vitika. This is a bit new and strange for me. I have made a number of videos before. I think I have about like 10 to 12 videos upon my channel, but this is the first time like properly speaking, so this is a bit strange. As you can tell from the title of the video, this video is about the history of jumpsuits, and I might do a series about history of fashion, fashion history, about the history of various garments. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to do a video on that. Or if there's anything else that you guys are interested in watching, let me know. I think I have rambled sufficiently enough, and let's get on with the video.
Before talking about the history of jumpsuits, we need to start by defining what qualifies as a jumpsuit. What is the difference between a jumpsuit, a boiler suit, or dungarees? Is there even a difference? A jumpsuit is a slim-fitting, one-piece garment that covers the arms and legs. It was originally created in 1919 as a functional garment for parachutists to, jump from planes in, hence the term jumpsuit. The history of the jumpsuit really starts with what is properly called a boiler suit or coverall. A quintessential product of the Industrial Revolution, the boiler suit is a loose-fitting garment made of heavy canvas or denim, designed to protect workers' street clothes and bodies from oil soot, crime, sparks, and other workplace hazards. The boiler suit was incredibly popular with the manual laborers of all kinds and soon spread to factories around the world. While nobody has ever claimed to invent the first jumpsuit, many designers created early iterations at the beginning of the 20th century. Australian airman Sydney Cotton developed a flight suit for British pilots in 1917. This coverall garment was known as the Sidcot suit and was an early ancestor to the jumpsuit. Earlier in the decade, French designer Poiret had illustrated women doing everyday tasks like tennis and gardening in the clothing of tomorrow, an androgynous one-piece. In 1919, Italian artist Tayet continued this forward-facing theme with the tuta, which she described as the most innovative futuristic garment ever produced in the history of Italian fashion. The design was simple, but the jumpsuit proved revolutionary and liberating. Pilot Charles Lindbergh, first solo transatlantic flight wearing one, and Neil Armstrong landed on the moon in his jumpsuit.
Given their association with the proletariat, boiler suits were also popular with the leftist intellectuals and activists in the 1920s and 30s, including many members of the Bauhaus movement, and were even used as an unofficial uniform worn by the Republican anti-fascist forces during the Spanish Civil War.
Because of their loose cut and no frills vibes, these outfits also carried the connotation of gender equality, as women who fought alongside their Marxist comrades or who entered the workforce during the world wars wore overalls on factory floors, summed up most famously in the character of Rosie the Riveter. The image of Rosie in her jumpsuit with polka dot headband became the symbol of empowerment for women. In the same year, Katharine Hepburn wore a silk jumpsuit in the film Stage Door. While men fought on the front lines, women were suddenly in demand for work as land girls in transport, in hospitals, and most significantly, in industry and engineering, in shipbuilding and munitions. Not all of this could be achieved in corsets and skirts. The jumpsuits became a clear choice for wartime chores. The jumpsuit, as we know it, is really a flight suit. Most likely because of its slimmer cut, the jumpsuit was the first of the three workwear garments to gain a fashionable following. In the 1930s, fashion designer Elsa Schiaparelli began creating jumpsuits for elegant women. Her one-pieces were much talked about, but were probably only worn by a select few. The sporty styles by the American designer Vera Maxwell in the mid-1940s may have found their way onto the street, but were still considered a novelty item. By the 1950s, some American designers such as Bonnie Cashin were experimenting with evening jumpsuits. But it took another decade for the fashion to truly become popular for day and evening wear. The jumpsuit made its first appearance in Vogue in September 1964. The late 1960s and 70s were prime years for the jumpsuit. There were sportswear styles for day and leather one pieces or embellished designs for evenings. Almost every designer had his or own version of the jumpsuit, from Oscar de la Renta and Christian Dior and Yves Saint Laurent. The 1970s jumpsuit was unisex, beloved by slim-hipped men and women. Cher and Elvis adopted the style as a part of the stage personas, and Studio 54 regularly danced to discos in Halston's chic design. By 1980, the jumpsuit had become so popular that American designer Geoffrey Beene declared it the ball gown of the next century. Jumpsuits reached peak saturation in the mid-1970s. Popular as a unisex garment for disco lovers, jumpsuits have briefly cycled in and out of fashion, carrying with them a host of conflicting histories, uses, and symbols. There is no shortage of jumpsuit in the history of music culture. All-in-ones were the go-to for Studio 54 regulars like Diana Ross, Liza Minnelli, and Bianca Jagger. And then there's Freddie Mercury, Mick Jagger, and David Bowie as Ziggy Stardust, demonstrating the appeal of jumpsuits' anti-establishment iconography to gender-fluid, hypersexual men everywhere. Today's jumpsuit is a different affair, often sleek and tailored, but still reminiscent of past association and of power and freedom. And wearing a pair of overalls, boiler suit or jumpsuit means that you're likely at the intersection between tried and true workwear and flat-out hype. While labels like Carhartt and Dickies have continued to resonate by creating overalls for the working man for decades, brands like Supreme take the piece from place of function to a place of pure hype. When you wear a jumpsuit, it signifies both the future and the past, right-wing and left-wing politics, war and peace, and of course, practicality. Though most of us don't need clothes that keep coal ash out of our trousers or force our blood to oxygenate our brains, nor are we necessarily hoping to show our solidarity with the workers of the world, a jumpsuit can signify all those things. With whatever your intention, if you're wearing a jumpsuit, it definitely tells people you mean business.
So that's it about the history of jumpsuits. I think I have more or less covered everything. I know that I have left some details out, but I thought if I went into every single detail, the video would be way too long and way too confusing. So I think I condensed everything. And if you have any more thoughts, or if there's anything else that you guys would like to see, please leave that down in the comment and I'll get to it. And I think that's all I had to say. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and share, and comment what you would like to see next. All my social media links, which is basically just Instagram, that's linked in the description down below. Please follow me and hope to see you next. Bye bye.